Alright, hello world. So this is just a random practice CSWA exam I found online. Supposedly it was a real exam in 2011. And so I kind of just wanted to show how at least I would have gone through the part. So here is the part. So whenever you start your exam, it's a good idea to save each question as its own file. So I'm going to save this as question 4. So question 4. And then I'm going to go through this and I'm going to see how many times I have to edit this part. So it looks like I'm only editing the part 2 times, which is cool. And let's see if there's anything I need to add to it. So it looks like I need to be in millimeters, grams, and seconds. So to change that to the bottom right here. So millimeters, grams, second. And I need to specify the material, and I'd like to specify this right away because chances are on the exam, this not specified material does have its own designated density. And chances are one of the answer choices will be using that option. So you want to make sure you're using the correct material, otherwise you might end up designing it perfectly but getting the wrong answer because you forgot to specify the material. So 1060 alloy, and the density is 2700 kilograms per meter cubed, and so that's what we see here. So apply and close, and then all holes are through, and then we need to specify these global variables. So to specify global variables, you go to tools and you go to equations, and let's save this. A enters equal to 50, B enters equal to 10, C equals, so this is going to be equal to B plus 20, enter, and then press OK. Then we know our variables are right because now we have this new folder here with our variables. Say A is 50, 10, and 10 plus 20 is 30. So it looks like our variables got saved correctly. And it says to save time, make use of linked dimensional values and equations. So, all right, that's cool. So looking at this part, isometric top and front view and a section view at that. So let's see, I think it's gonna be easiest to start this in the top view. So I'm gonna go top plane. And it doesn't really matter which way the origin is, so I'm just going to start in this bottom left corner because that's what makes the most sense to me. So I'm going to go line there. I'm going to go circle here, and it's going to stop the end there. I want to make sure that these have like a vertical or coincident relation. So, okay, that way this center point will always be in line or vertical with this vertical line. And then I think it's going to be easiest to actually add the tangent arc later. So I'm going to now go the opposite direction. So I'm going to go here and have a line that goes this way, and then a line that goes that way. And here, if I look at the part, it looks like there is a perpendicular relationship between these two lines. So I can actually follow this yellow line, which you rarely do. So I'm going to go there. Let's make this radius a little bit smaller, just where I can do this correctly. And now let's add a tangent arc. This is going to go this way, and then this is going to go here. Now I want to kind of make this a little bit this way. This center point is vertical with this center point. So let's move this a little bit. Well, it looks like it's going to be a little bit difficult with me right now. So let's add some dimensions to make this a little bit easier. So first, let's trim here and here because I don't need those lines. So this is going to be 20. This radius is going to be 14. Looking here. So now let's see if I can move this where I want it to go. So there we go. I want to see this center point. So I want to make this center point and this center point vertical because those are also vertical. Okay. And now let's add the 35 millimeter radius. And this radius is also going to be 8 meters or 8 millimeters. So 8. I'm going to press F to go to a full view so I can see everything. Now let's specify these distances. So this is going to be equal to A. And the same thing here, this line is also equal to A. Let's make sure we're doing the full length. This is equal to A. Equals and A. And again, I already added that perpendicular relationship. If you didn't, then you could specify that the angle between this line and this line is 90 degrees. Here I don't have to do that. And then I have to specify that here and here, the angle between here is 135. So 135. Looks like our sketch is fully defined, and all I need to do is fillet that corner. So let's fillet this corner to have an 8mm radius. Boom. Now it looks like we have this whole top view done, right? So that looks pretty accurate. We're using certain geometries already. That way we don't have to specify anything extra. And now I can extrude this. And when I'm looking at this top plane, it's extruded 40mm. And it looks like these circles are made in the midpoint. So when I'm thinking about, okay, how should I extrude this? I'm probably going to use a midplane, so that way the middle of the part will contain the origin. So extrude, instead of blind, I'm going to use midplane, and then I'm going to do 40mm. Right, because that's how tall it's supposed to be, and then press OK. So now I'm going to make this top part here first. So here I'm going to sketch on this plane. I'm going to go normal to and sketch. And it's going to be easiest to use offset entities because it looks like it's supposed to be 5mm within. So I click offset entities, and I want to reverse the direction because I want it to go into the sketch, and I want it to be 5mm within. And I press OK. And then I don't need all these extra lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sketch a line here. Well, I guess I'll start it here. And it's just a vertical line that connects up to this arch. And I'm going to trim the extra stuff that I don't need. So I don't need this line, here, 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 or here. But I do need to specify this distance, which is 15. Oops. So here is 15. So 15. And then it says, okay, well, I have 5 radii, or sorry, 5mm radius, and 4 of the corners have that same radius. So I'm going to just sketch the fillets here. Boom, boom. This is supposed to be 5mm. And then this would also be fillet. This would have a fillet, and then this would also have a fillet. Press OK. Now it looks like I have that part all done, and now I can just do the cut, which is 8mm deep. So features, extrude cut, and 8mm. Press OK. So now that top cut is done, and you know, if the part's really complicated, you might want to like name this. So I don't know, I'm gonna just call it offset cut, because when I use an offset entity, you can call it whatever you want. So say when you're taking the exam, if you do have to change something and go back to it, it's easy to find. So here I'm doing a through all cut, and it looks like the circle is horizontal, so I probably want to sketch on this flat plane. So here I'm going to sketch, and since both cuts are through all, I can actually include both cuts in this one sketch. And like I said, we already used that existing geometry, so this is the end there. So I can just select the midpoint and specify the radius. So this is going to have a B radius. So if the radius is B, that would mean the diameter is 2 times B. So I'm just going to, when I specify this, I'm going to say, because I know I'm specifying the diameter, I'm going to say equals B is 2. Now I have that summation symbol, so I know that's going to be correct. And then I just need to add the second circle. So that looks like it's horizontal with the midpoint again, because it tells us the distance is 20. So I'm going to just add a circle there. Let's specify the diameter, which is C. So equal to C. And then the horizontal distance is going to be 64 millimeters from the farthest edge. So this is supposed to be 64. And then my circle is still underdefined. It's probably because it doesn't, and you know, a trick if you don't know how it's underdefined, if you just select it and try to move it around, so it doesn't know the vertical or horizontal position of this object. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select here and here and just put horizontal, or I could say that it should be 20 millimeters, right? But since I know the full extrusion is 40 millimeters and 20 millimeters is the midpoint, I can just make this horizontal with the midpoint. And I can go features, extrude cut, and then let's go to an isometric view and just do a through all. Right, and press OK. So there's my part. That's the first part. And then I go to evaluate, and let's make sure that one of the answer choices is available. So I'm getting a mass at 345.94 and 345.94. So that's option B. So that's gonna be the first video. I'll do the second, I'll do question 5 in the next video.